A few days had passed since Sir Topham Hatt had punished Henry for being vain, and he had divided Henry's work amongst his remaining engines. He was down a lot of engines. One day, Sir Topham Hatt came to see his 3 remaining engines. Now, engines, as you all know, Henry is, indisposed. Thomas chuckled. Which Henry, sir? You mean Henry as in the sad story of Henry? Or Henry, my driver's name Henry? 'Cause if you're referring to the sad story of Henry, there's a nursery rhyme I'd like to dedicate to him. Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. It ran into a tunnel and squeaked through its funnel and never came out again. All the engines laughed, especially Winston, the engine who tried to push Henry out of the tunnel. "Oh, Thomas," chuckled Winston once he'd caught his breath. "Where do you come up with these? You are a comedic genius." "Yes, Thomas, very funny," said Sir Topham Hatt, who was also laughing. "I just wanted to let you all know that I have recently purchased some new engines from a workshop on the LNER. Do you have any engines for sale?" I asked the foreman. "Yes, right this way, sir." He looked confused for some reason. "Have a look at these 3 engines," he said. "They are some of our newest arrivals." "Do they have names, and are they expensive?" I asked. "Names? No. Numbers? Yes. Experimental? Yes. The red one is one of the LNER A1 prototypes. Well, actually, LNER A1 and an LMS Stanier hybrid. Some greedy people heard about the tale of a mixed engine and decided to try it themselves. Although I'm not sure that all the experiments went right. However, he is very strong and very useful. His number slips my mind at the moment, so I will have to look in his files. The blue one right here is the same thing as the red one, also an LNER A1 prototype. Although, for him, I'm sure that all his experiments went right. He is a little larger and stronger than the red one, although technically they are the same size. Although, you know what I mean though. His number is 87546. And then finally, this one right here is not a hybrid, but he is a B12 class prototype. Being the prototype, he was the pride of his line. His number is 98462. Any questions? I think I'll take red, blue, and blue. I'm sure I can make them all very useful engines. Don't you think? Yes. Your wish. What? Oh, phew. Thank God I wasn't chosen. I would never want to work alongside those 3. Troublesome trio. They will be arriving sometime next week, so What do you think, engines? The engines either looked confused, miserable, or doubtful. "Are you all right, Edward?" asked Winston. "You're doing your worried face." Edward and Winston had been best friends for a long time, and each one knew when the other wasn't feeling well. They would do a face called the anxious face. "Yeah, I'm all right," sighed Edward. "I just hope that the new engines aren't proud or overconfident, that they're prototypes. Something seems a bit offish about these engines. I just hope that they're useful." Day 15. I'm here. I'm cold. I'm bored. I'm lonely. When are these fools gonna let me out of the tunnel? Did you hear that? Well, since I'm the only one here, yes, I did hear that, and I've never heard that whistle before. There it is again. What in the world? I wonder what that was. Well, whatever it is, it won't last here very long. Not here on Sodor. I was vain once, and look what they did to me. A week later, the new engines arrived. And despite their initial suspicious feeling about them, Edward, Thomas, and Winston wanted to make the new engines feel welcomed. "Engines and engines," announced Sir Topham Hatt. "Edward, Thomas, and Winston, meet 98462, 87546, and 76624. What an honor, oiled 98462 greasily. "Yes, a true pleasure," bubbled 87546. 76624 said nothing. He was at the back, admiring himself. My, nothing could look better than me. "Edward," said Sir Topham Hatt, "will you show 98462 and 87546 and 76624 to the big station?" "Oh, yes, sir," puffed Edward. "All right then, you three, follow me." "Why, of course," oiled 98462. "We wouldn't want to keep the passengers waiting now, would we?"